After growing my own Instagram account to over 440,000 followers and posting over 1,000 pieces of content in over 4 years of full-time content creation, I've learned 44 crucial rules that anyone aspiring to grow on Instagram needs to know. And if you're not applying these to your own Instagram account right now, you're wasting a lot of time. Whether you want it or not, growing on Instagram, it's not luck. It's a combination of dozens of small things that put together will get you more views, followers, and ultimately money. The first point is the foundation of long-term success. Number one reason why people fail on Instagram is that they give up too early. This is because they want on Instagram just because they want to grow. They don't understand that it actually takes a while to start getting traction. And if you don't start loving the process of creating content, there is about 0% chance that you'll succeed. So enjoy the process. And if you're scared of starting to post on Instagram because you think you have nothing to offer, you're wrong. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. I know this might sound weird, but you can and should steal content ideas. Wait a second. This doesn't mean download other people's content and post it as it was your own. It means check out what's working across different niches and then adapt successful content to your own niche. Now let's move on to the third point. I used to think that this would have been a terrible thing to do. Then I noticed that some big accounts were actually doing it way more often than I could ever imagine. If you're struggling to create new content because maybe you are on a holiday or whatever, feel free to repost your old content. With time, people will forget. You gain new followers, and in general, not everybody sees everything you post. I posted this video already 3 times in the last 4 years, and every single time it went above 500,000 views. Okay, next one is way more important than you might think. I did some testing and I found that the first line of the caption is so much more important than the remaining part of the caption. If you have anything important and you want to push people to comment, save, click the link in bio or whatever, write it in the first line. It's mind-blowing how powerful it is compared to anything else. Also, this works across platforms, which means that if any page reposts your content, demand to be tagged in the first line only. And also, if you want to increase the chances that people will comment on your content, do this. Don't ask open questions that require a lot of thinking. It's very rare that people will stop on your video, think about the question, and then type a long reply. It is way easier to get comments if the answer requires low effort. Often I ask something like, which photo is your favorite? 1, 2, or 3? And in this way, I get quite a few replies with just a number. So I make it easy for the audience to comment. 6, this might sound obvious, but you'll be surprised to know how many people forget this. Just like with comments, saving a reel is a low effort action that helps with the Instagram algorithm quite a bit. At the end of your video or in the caption, preferably in the first line as we just mentioned, gently remind your viewers to save the reel for later. It's a small nudge that can make a big difference in how your content performs. Now let's talk about automation. I found out about this only recently and oh lord, I really wish I knew this sooner. There is a super cool tool called ManyChat that allows you to automate responses and engage with your audience even when you're not actively online. You know, well, I tell you, for example, reply to this story with the word studio, or maybe comment the post with the word ideas. This is all an automation and it helps handle repetitive tasks, giving people a lot of targeted information, getting leads, emails, and more. This is an absolute game changer, so try it out. Moving on, the next thing is also something that I just did recently. They are super powerful, even though we tend to forget about them as creators. Don't neglect your highlights. They are the first thing people see when they visit your profile. They should be well organized and aesthetically pleasing. You should think of them as a showcase of your best content or important information about you or your business. It's all about the first impression, so take care of them. 9, this is something that drove me nuts at first. Have you ever noticed that Instagram crops in a bit the reels after you post? IG's interface can be tricky because it needs to adapt different devices, and the way your video appears in your phone gallery versus on Instagram can differ. Make sure the important parts of your video are centered and away from the sides. This ensures that nothing essential gets cut off. Next, you've probably heard this a million times, but it's worth repeating. Posting regularly keeps your audience engaged and tells Instagram's algorithm that you are active and relevant. Whether it's daily, weekly, or bi-weekly, stick to a schedule that you can maintain consistently over years. One of the best ways to avoid running out of content is to keep a bank of ideas. I use the ROSE method, which stands for research, offload, organize, script, and execute. I made a value-packed free masterclass about it. I'll leave the link down below in the description in case you want to check it out. Because by keeping a list of potential content ideas, you'll always have something to work on, even on days where you're not really inspired and you don't have any idea for that day. And trust me, it happens very often. Moving on, this is the biggest pain point of the social media realm. All creators suffer from this, and it's key to be mentally prepared. Engagement goes in waves. Sometimes you'll get a lot of interaction, and other times it might slow down. Don't get discouraged by these fluctuations. It's a normal part of social media. Keep engaging with your audience, and your engagement levels will eventually stabilize. And when you have down moments for a long period of times, remember this. Go back to things you do best. When in doubt, return to the type of content that originally brought you success. This doesn't mean you shouldn't innovate, but having a solid base of reliable content can help maintain your growth while you experiment with new ideas. And because you're relying on an algorithm, it's super important to control your mind during down moments. It's super easy to get disappointed when your numbers are down. However, it's important to stay positive and stay focused on your long-term goals. Everyone experiences ups and downs, but what matters is how you handle them. Because at the end of the day, you can't control the numbers. And I'm also guilty of this. Many times my mood is dependent on this. But try to focus on what you can control, like your content, your interactions, and your strategy. Obsessing over likes, views, and followers can be draining, and honestly, it's gonna kill you. Instead, put your energy into creating high-quality content and engaging with your community. Because this is an aspect that should not be overlooked. Personally, I'm not a big scroller on Instagram. I'm not really good at engaging deeply with other people's content, but if you want to get comments, you need to give comments. By taking the time to comment thoughtfully on others' posts, you increase the chances that they'll return the favor. This not only helps build relationships, but also boosts your visibility on the platform. And if you really want to build relationships, do it with direct messages. They are a powerful tool for building deeper connections with your audience and with your colleagues. Whether it's answering questions, thanking people for their support, or just having a friendly chat, DMs can turn casual followers into loyal fans and random colleagues into friends for life. Number 18, selling on IG, it's almost impossible, and it's not your fault. Instagram is a platform for engagement, not really for sales. YouTube is much better for selling stuff, for example. IG is a great tool for awareness. The primary focus should be on building community and providing value, but don't expect to generate many sales. It's just super hard. But if you want to sell, you must be very niche. The more specific your niche, the easier it is to target your ideal audience. This means your content should address specific needs and interests, making it easier to convert followers into customers. Because target is everything, and this is one of the biggest problem for beginners. They want to do everything because we all have multiple interests, but it won't work. Knowing who your audience is and what they want is crucial. Start with a small niche and keep pushing until you grow without showcasing random stuff from your other interests. This will increase your engagement and help you grow your account more effectively. 21st, you won't believe it, but going viral can be very negative. While it might seem like the ultimate goal, it can sometimes bring in a wave of followers who aren't generally interested in your content, especially if you go viral with a piece of content that is not super related with your niche and with what you offer. This can lead to lower engagement rates in the long run. It is super important that you don't create random videos just to get views. You might get random followers that will never engage again, and this will impact negatively the algorithm. Staying true to your niche and creative content that aligns with your brand is more important than chasing viral trends. Consistency in your messaging will attract a more loyal audience. And at the same time, if your dream is to go full-time into content creation, having an idea for long-term monetization is key. Whether it's through brand partnerships, selling products, or offering services, having a plan for monetization will guide your content strategy and ensure sustainable growth. Number 24. A can't stress this enough. Finding ideas and recording them is something that most likely only you can do. But what about editing? It's the most time-consuming part, and I highly suggest to invest in an editor as soon as possible. Here on YouTube, I'm actually losing money because I don't make anything from these videos right now, but I pay an editor to help me out so I can keep my posting schedule. But I know that long-term, this investment will pay off. If you're tight with money right now, edit yourself. But as soon as you have some budget, this is a great investment. Also, finding a good editor is the hardest thing ever. It can be challenging to find someone who understands your vision and style. Personally, I've tried over 15 different editors, and only after years and years, I finally have some great solutions. Take the time to teach them what you want and provide clear guidelines to ensure the final product meets your expectations. Because the problem is that translating your creative ideas into words is very hard. We're all different and we think different. Especially if you communicate with someone from the other side of the world, there are more communication barriers than you might think. That's why when you're creating content, you should use storytelling. People resonate with stories the most, and I wish I understood this earlier. Stories are powerful tools for engagement. They make your content relatable and memorable. It's not all about success moments. Struggles and failures will connect with your audience on a deeper level. And whenever creating content, don't forget that there are only two reasons why anyone will watch. Either they want to be entertained or they want to learn something. And in this last case, you should be focusing on solving problems. Talk about the pain points and the needs of your audience. Providing solutions builds trust and establishes you as an authority in your niche. Now, one thing I wish I had started sooner. If there's one thing that can make you grow personally, professionally, and financially, that's your network. And considering that usually as content creators, we work from home, the best way to meet new people and start new friendships is to initiate the conversation yourself. Many might not reply. Don't worry about that and keep DMing new people and try to connect offline too if you can. Don't try to message people who are way bigger than you, but try with creators that have similar numbers to increase your chances. This next one is a golden rule. Whenever you have to make a decision, think about this first. Long-term over short-term. Focus on building a sustainable strategy. Long-term success comes from consistent effort over a long period of time. And then, very important, accept rejections. Not everyone will respond positively to your outreach or collaboration requests. Majority will ignore, and that's okay. Keep trying and don't take rejection personally, especially when talking about cold reach. It actually works if you put a lot of effort in it. A few years back, I wanted to invest in professional lighting as I didn't have any. I reached out to more than 20 companies by sending DMs and emails, and one of the replies came from Nanlite. Today, I'm still a proud ambassador after more than 3 years. When it comes down to cold outreach, meeting new people, and in general succeeding on any platform, it's all about a numbers game. The more you put yourself out there, the higher your chances of success. Consistent effort and persistence will pay off over time. And a tangible result of your overtime success is your feed. Take care of it because it's like your business card. It's a reflection of your brand. A well-curated feed attracts and retains followers and business opportunities. And if you can, stay premium. If you're starting out, I suggest quantity over quality. But then, when you feel you're making progress, switch it up and give priority to quality. Focus on producing high-quality content that provides value to your audience. This will set you apart from the competition, build a loyal following, and attract more money in general. And when talking about money, if you're starting to receive some collab requests, start high with your prices. There's always time to go down, but if you start low, there is no chance you can go higher. This is actually quite of a big topic, but I'll make a video about monetization on Instagram, so make sure to subscribe and hit the like button, because I will also talk about negotiation, which is number 37 of our list. Negotiation skills are crucial whether you're dealing with brand partnerships, collaboration, or other business opportunities. Learn to negotiate effectively to maximize your opportunities. Next one is key, so listen carefully. The algorithm is a machine. Understand that the algo is designed to promote engaging content. There is no reason why anyone can't succeed if they consistently produce high quality, engaging content. Never take it personally. The algorithm doesn't hate you, doesn't have emotions. Instead, you should focus on your content. And if If your views are very low, it's probably because of the hook. The hook is everything. Your hook decides whether viewers will continue watching your content or not. So invest time in crafting compelling hooks. No great hook, no views. And if you want to learn how to create compelling hooks and structure your videos in the right way, I made a full course on how to create viral vertical videos just using your phone. And I'll leave the link down below in the description, so check it out. Number 40 is mostly for people who are still posting photos on Instagram, just like me sometimes. Use stacked photos. They always get more likes than single photos. They are cinematic and more engaging. Experiment with different visual styles and see which combination looks best. Next, use IG as a portfolio. Treat your Instagram profile as a showreel of your best work. Showcase your skills and creativity to attract followers and potential clients. I have many friends with a few thousand followers only that get so many jobs because of IG. Even my good friend Oliver is crushing it with commercial work because companies see his amazing product photography on IG. Number 42 is about experimenting. I believe that 20% of your content should be something you've never tried before. Different formats, styles, and content types can lead to unexpected successes. For example, I once tried a different video style with a Polaroid in central London, something that I literally have never done before, and it got over 2 million views between IG and TikTok. You'll never know what might resonate with your audience or not, so just try it, because you need to understand that you have higher chances to make it happen than the average person. The odds are in your favor if you put in the consistent effort and learn from your experiences. Most people give up too soon, but by sticking with it and continuously improving, you have a much higher chance of succeeding than the average person who quits early. And then let me talk about the number one strategy that got me dozens of videos to over 1 million views. It's an easy formula that will maximize engagement in your videos and has the potential to blow up your account like it did with mine. I'll show you what it is and how you can apply it to your content in this video right here. So see you there.